injected V twin 750 Kawasaki Brute Force 2014?
Yep, 2014, right there.
2014. Hey, that wasn't too bad. And it's no starty. Do you have any thoughts?
It needs a battery.
Yes. I agree.
That's my input.
Fuel injected, so it could be computer related. Air, fuel, and spark. I guess we will start for checking spark because that's easiest.
Yeah.
That'll give us a direction if we're either chasing fuel or a spark issue. He has a aftermarket jet kit that may or may not be an issue. He's not sure. It's sat out in the rain and now it doesn't run. I did just take a peek at the oil. The oil looked clean. So hopefully nothing inside of the engine because it could be, I guess we need to figure out if it's fuel or if it's got any questions. Hair. I have hair?
We have air.
Oh, we have air. I ain't got no hair.
No.
I really thought you asked me if I had hair. I was like, no. I thought that was already a given. Use that clamp to help clamp that together. Try not to lose any power here. Here we go. Off Amazon. Hey, we got some noises. Alright, we go in the right direction here. It was a wire repair on the fuel pump he did down here. We'll have to take a look at. Actually, can I feel anything down there? Noises up there. No fuel pump prime. Alright, so let's go with spark plug tester first. Pop it off the back plug. Shove this down and in. The top again. He doesn't have the ball on the head of his. It should still work. See if we can get any flashies. We got spark. We have spark. It's not a spark issue like he was thinking. It's a fuel issue. It could also not be getting, as I said, I turned the key on. I didn't hear the fuel pump prime, but it's not a spark issue. So we can pull him out. I mean, we'll still check the plugs and stuff and clean those once it's all said and done. But knowing that it's a fuel issue, what I'm going to attempt to do first is I'm going to get a screwdriver, pull this air filter off, and I'm going to give it a little bit of fuel down the throat, like I do on so many things. And then if it fires off, we know 100% fuel four-wheeler runs. It's just a fuel issue, and then we can chase fuses and stuff. I should probably check those first, but this is more fun. So I need a Phillips and a bottle of gas. Oh yeah. Turn the key off because ghetto battery setup. It makes weird noises, man.
Yeah, it does.
Filter off. Venturi 1, Venturi 2. Okay. Have a little. Have a little. Cool. Gas issue.
Cool.
It very well could just be his wire. So we are 100% sure it's fuel, so we got to check fuses, power at the fuel pump. Really might not be a bad repair. Could be a bad fuel pump too. Fuel pump could be seasonal. It makes weird noises.
It does. It sounds like it's possessed.
We know we got a gas issue. Spark, fuel, and air. Do you need anything else? No power to ignition. Like nothing to there, so could be a kill switch. Or I'm a dumbass. Told you. It happens. It could be a kill switch. It was turned off. I wasn't wrong. Okay, we have ignition. This should be accessory. This is fuel pump. EGBRK. I didn't know it was a dog, but engine be barking on that. That's fine. And then double check the 30. It's the main, but everything else is working, so cool. Main's fine. I need a pin out. Get anything, I want something. Okay, we got one power. We got power on blue. We got...
But which blue? Looks like there's two.
light blue.
Okay.
Light blue has power. I'll hop over to the positive and start checking for grounds here in a second. This prong that he worked on I'm not too happy with. It's a little rough looking, but it should be a ground. It should hopefully light up on whenever I flip them, because that's the, oh, we got one terminal with power. So his wire is technically testing okay. So we got two good wires. One next to here might be ground.
Just so you
Well,
know.
I guess it's a good time to go over some stuff here then, because you see the four connectors, which now you can see the four connectors, which if you flip it over, you have the both of the blacks to the back side, well, towards me. You have your two color wires to the front. You flip it over, I think that would be a better way to do it. This is the one, these two are your fuel pump. These two are your fuel sending unit. This is the one that's had an attempt repair on it. And then to test those two wires, because these two don't matter for what we're testing. Because what I'll go ahead and do next is I'll put it in the fuel, and then I'll go ahead and do this exact same test now that I know which wire is which, and I'll make sure it pumps through here and make sure it's not just the motor spinning, but make sure it's not like burned up internally or something, or make sure it's still pulling fuel up. Which if it's not a fuel, I'm curious if I do that, if I hold power to this and turn it over, it'll probably continuously run. So let's give, so that's red, so that should be positive. Flip that to negative, theoretically, or do I need positive? I can't remember how this one, it's cheap. There it is, positive. But we can hear the motor running, so theoretically the pump should be okay. So now, I had to psych my brain out and get up. We'll go ahead and dance this guy back around inside of the tank. So what we're hoping for is fuel to come out. If I hit it the right way, I think. Forgot which one was negative. I was running it backwards for a second. Come on. We got fuel. So fuel pump's good.
Okay, so probably the wiring,
Probably the wire.
like we were thinking.
So, do we have any old wire connectors anywhere? Like any old pieces of harness or anything? Because what I can try to do is I can pull this old wire out of this and I can feed it through, and I will cut back behind this to eliminate that as a possibility.
Where did we put that bag of?
Office, the big bag of wires that we had for the S10 that's inside, grab it.
I'm like, yes, we do. I just don't know where it's at.
Because he was pretty confident in this, which he's not wrong. There is power coming through. But you see how this guy's split here?
Yeah.
I don't think the metal prong internally is staying together for a good connection onto the fuel pump.
It's not just getting that full.
So what I'm going to try to do, which I liked his idea about the, I can either use silicone or hot glue as well. He actually used hot glue to seal his wire connector, which pretty freaking smart. I got to give him credit on that one. But I have a feeling this wire is not good. Because these things, well, I guess I can start putting the fuel pump back together. I got the hot glue off. I got that wire pulled out. Put that ring back in. You got a notch on the ring here too. That notch has to line up with the notch here on the fuel tank. And then you have another internal notch right here on the inner ring. That's got to line up over here.
Cool. To make sure you put it on the right way. Let me go get you the bolts. If you'd stop touching the actual pole, it wouldn't shake as much.
And also, if it's touching the four-wheeler, it's probably going to shake.
It shouldn't be.
Because I'm shaking a bit. That's why I said that.
Check the foot.
It's not.
Okay. It's okay. Let's see if I can. Let's try. Do I still have my. Trying to push it down on it through the hole. Because I'm just trying to get it to test to get it to run on its own right now, and then I can make a final connection on anything. I'm just trying to bypass having to cut into any of his stuff unless
we
I know it's going to fix the issue.
Yeah.
Unless I can't test it for any reason, I will, because it's only one connector. But also did not hear a fuel pump prime. because you should be able to hear that fuel pump whenever that key turns on. Because, oh shit. Check the other connector there too really quick. Like fucking magic, isn't it? I know it's at least a fuel issue.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out where the fuel cut is though.
Looks like it's just a connection right there issue.
Well, because what am I on over here?
Because once you just shoved that in.
I'm on positive. I only had positive. I sent power, but I sent power to it.
Yeah.
But that's a ground. No, that's power. No, why is this a black wire?
You had it
Black
in the
is-
green one.
Well, oh yeah, because color black.
Yeah.
So that is ground, right? Yeah, that should be a ground.
So why?
I'm trying to remember which way those connectors went on the video. You know, which, well, that's fuel pump. So yeah, it had to be that and that to be fuel pump. And, or is it that and that to be fuel pump? Because that would be negative. But that seems, no, that has to be power, but why does it have a black wire going to it? Because that's power, and I'm not grounding it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's got the wrong color wire going. That's why I was trying to find the wiring diagram earlier.
You want me to pull it back up?
Well, I couldn't find one. I have to go deeper searching.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because negative. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Meg instead of an M. It's an M.
Because that's it turning on, right?
When I give it power.
Yeah.
I never looked at what color the wires were whenever I had the thing apart. I assumed that they were black on the outside, that they were the black ones on here. They might not be, though. Which is
No,
whatever.
because it was black and green and black and red. Or black and blue.
Because so it's not a kill switch issue. Because if it was a kill switch issue, that'd be spark. I think. Should be on these. It's not the jet kit. Jet's working fine because that's still plugged in over here. It's just not getting a fuel pump signal, but there's power to the fuel pump fuse. So we need to see why. Put into it anyway. What, probably 45 minutes, 30,
Yeah,
45?
it wasn't.
No, we're still all right.
I think it was almost an hour yesterday.
Well, technically, I'm pretty sure I had the diagnosis part already figured out. So, technically, the diagnosis is you have a fuel issue.
Yeah. Why you have a fuel issue is a little different.
Yeah. Because now, you get down in here, into it down and dirty, should be 3 of these. Mortgage of them. Yeah, there they are. So I can either so I got some of the snorkel stuff off.
Okay.
And inside, what do we find? But 3 relays!
Yay!
Now, are you tailgate got you?
No, the stump.
This is, oh, sorry. Hi.
I'm having a rough
That
day.
one clicked. It's the other one clicking now. I don't know which each of these are.
That was something.
Yeah, that's noises in here. I don't know what noises those are. Those are mystery noises. I'm not messing with that, so I don't care. I think it's a solenoid down here, though. I'll end up taping up all this stuff and cleaning up and making stuff look nicer just because I can't stand it. But so this was the one that I heard clicking. This should be a good relay. I don't know what it controls though. So I'm going to unplug another one. I'm going to plug in this possible good one and see if I can get fuel pump noises on a prime. Or I might just go uptown and get 2 new relays. And just place them anyway. Anything from the back there though. I also don't know which ones. I need to check wire colors. I need the one with white red. That's what matters. White red wire. White red wire is what goes to the fuel pump. White black, black white, brown chaser, black. White red's the one I have in my hand that was actually making odd noises. So the one that was making noises was the one that goes to the fuel pump.
That's weird.
Yeah, because that's the only white red. So that has to be the one for the fuel pump. Technically speaking. But I don't know what these other ones are. Because another thing it could be, which I'll have to check, these relays get the signal from the computer. Mm-hmm. So if it's not getting the signal from the computer, it could have a bad computer.
That would be fun.
I got fuel pump.
Oh, yeah? So it was just a bad relay.
But I don't have starter now because I need...
You need another relay. You only have one working relay.
Yeah, they're all the same. We're just going to replace all 3 of them. I don't trust them.
Okay.
But I heard the fuel pump kick on and it hasn't done that.
Sweet.
Like if you come back here, shut up. And if you put your hand on it, you can probably feel it better than you can hear it.
Oh. Okay. That's cool.
Which means my wire here is correct, so I'm going to come back into here a little bit further. I mean, technically his wire is okay because I'm tapped in here, so I might just go here. And then I'm going to fill this cavity up with hot glue so it acts as a weather seal internally as well. And
Okay.
it should actually help guide it on and off the fuel pump.
Okay.
Hot glue doesn't hold that hard, so once you...
Yeah,
It'll
it's
come out.
still flexible,
yeah.
even when it's dry.
And then I'll come in, I'll solder... I'll probably shorten that up and I'll re-solder in a good connection in there. Double check that wire, because as I said, I didn't trust that. Because how it's cracked and split open, especially with how much it vibrates, it takes so little to spread that open where it's not going to be grabbing onto anything.
What is that?
It flies.
It flies.
But
Sorry.
I didn't like how the end opens up on this one, and the one I put in there doesn't do that. And I know I have power and everything going through this connector. I'm not taking that connector back off.
Okay.
I'm just going to shove some glue down in there. We'll clean it up with some brake parts cleaner first, just to get the grease off so it'll actually stick in there really good. And then we'll just bring this wire, tap it in here somewhere, and
So we need 3 relays and hot glue.
we need 3 relays and hot glue. And
That's it.
I need numbers for these relays, but
Take it with you. Put it in your pocket.
that's what I'm gonna do. Easy fix though.
Ta-da!
That one wasn't bad. All right, guys. So it's the following day. I did throw the relays in last night to make sure it would turn over and initiate the fuel pump and everything. Try to crank it up, which I did. It was perfectly fine. I'll do it again here in a few moments. I'm sealing up this wire connector down here first. Get some shoved in there. Try to get a really good seal so we don't have no more wire issues. Just glob it in there, push it down, and pack it like a bearing. Can't really see it, but Same idea of what he did with the hot glue. I'm just doing it with some RTV instead. It's quiet out here today. And then I'll solder that or something if I need to. Farther back where the wires come together. Let's clean this one up really quick here. Oh. Actually, which one's worse? I want to try something to see if there's a difference. Clean threads. That's a pretty dirty brush, honestly. But we'll pull up the gaps. We'll at least check the gap and everything here in a few moments. Nothing crazy. Get once over with the wire. All I'm doing is removing some of the carbon deposits here. Closest thing you can do to restoring a spark plug. Yeah. Not sure how well you can see the difference in them, but pretty good. Let's see if I can stand up here again. I'll need a Phillips flat blade. Maybe a flat blade. Let's come in here and see if our spark plug tester. Not that I've ever used one of these things. Don't even know how it works. Actually, I'm lying. I don't know if it'll work with these tiny guys, but that should pop open. Double barrel, theoretically. That's actually really cool because you can actually see if I can get you in here, because I've never actually did a before and after comparison. Ignore the chicken in the background, because this is even just comparing the two same exact spark plugs. Just one's been cleaned quickly and one has not. I didn't check gaps or anything, but I'm just gonna say that's the one I cleaned, that's the one I didn't. And I was gonna say, if you ask me, that looks like a stronger, more steady spark versus the one that's still got all that corrosion. You can slow it down and see how they jump around. It's kind of cool. That's the reason why I like to at least clean them up for people, even if they don't buy them. I mean, you can see the difference right there. I mean, even if you're troubleshooting and it's a weak plug or something, for all you know, that could even fix somebody's issue if that's what they're actually struggling with. Not in this particular case, that wasn't it, but sometimes you never know. You could just have a bad plug. And if you clean them and that fixes the issue, is the plug actually bad or was it just dirty? It's probably bad, honestly, if it's that bad. But you can see how much even just cleaning them up can make a difference. So turn around, putting spark plugs into the motor, but I gotta clean the other one first. I'm glad I actually did that video. It's really cool to actually see. It's actually the first time I've used that. I actually bought it specifically to do this. Well, not specifically, but to do that little short there. Because I was actually kind of curious, because I always do this, but it goes to show it's not so much of a gimmick if it's actually doing something. Good and good. Get these thrown back in. I still never grabbed the screwdriver. Proof enough that thing works. Clean that up here in a few. And that's him. He wants this wire out of there so I can pull that. That's not a big deal. The bigger deal is the ground. That's up there. That's not a big deal. Okay. We'll shove that over. So this goes. There you go. Never tighten the clamp first. You'll be fighting it the whole time. Not sure if you're watching this, but your belt in there looks good, from what I can see. Electrical tape. Cool. Safe up in there. All right, now I feel fine tightening up some clamps. Now that it's all together, technically speaking. Got these bolts to tighten up still. Vents on air cleaner. Get that on. Yeah, screw it, you don't want it. Just connector. Woohoo! Before I lose the clip again, I'll slam him back in.